How the heck does consciousness work? How the heck does consciousness work? How the heck does consciousness work? No, really. How do we know we exist, but a table doesn't? We're both composed of
I suppose that is very different. When you break down this neutron to an
Get a short one.
how does a group
A connection.
do things?
To have a
Won't be just separate. Be just destroyed. So they're a grouping of matter to
feel. Plus, we're ever changing. As we grow, we expand, and newly acquired atoms continue to form our human flesh.
plus.
Abandoned.
So we continue to form our suit of yet some are collected entirely. We're still the same to an extent what electrical signals but which groupings of things until we live us to stay possible. There anything? Nothing. Make anything with that order, passion, and happen to our consciousness.
Consciousness, anyways. Does it just disappear like it never even existed?
Does it
Never even existed.
First part of this topic?
And looking into this topic, is that
I often people being very think about naturally at one the heck you're where the reason we're alive. It's such a freak acid. Things as nothing about
It's just how
to this is. I think there are people wondering sometimes.
this confuses me.
Maybe these thoughts
Because you can't.
you can't. It's just me. And although it's life is just
me.
someone walking this morning, they have eaten loved ones. And they took very
Spot.
One's life is idea that every individual and not just a thing really crazy to think actually a thing under is the realizer body is living as vision, which is
What makes me wait, what? I don't even remember what it was about. It was what makes me happy anyway is I find a bear and I punch the bear in the nose because I know that's the bear's weak spot, and the bear says ow, and it goes and it hides in a cave, and it hides in the cave for 6 months hibernating. But what it doesn't realize is that I've been preparing the whole time, and so I stand outside of the cave, and when it comes out after 6 months, it goes back into the cave because it's so scared. But it doesn't realize it's scared of the dark, like an idiot, and then it develops stress-related disorders from the darkness, and so it spends the next 100 million years evolving to try and outsmart Noah Thomas, and it on gets the fear of the nose tap, and on gets the fear of the dark, and then when it comes back out 100 million of years later, I outsmarted it because I knew that the bear would evolve because I'm a science believer. So when the bear evolves, it comes out, and I'm ready. And I do a new strategy. I take the bear's toes, and I grab the bear by the toe, and throw it into the moon. And as you know, bears, they didn't evolve to breathe the oxygen, so they die from oxygen, and they almost go extinct, except for one rare strand of bears that land on the moon. And these become moon bears. Now, what do bears look like on the moon? Well, bears on the moon are, you know how bears are heavy, so they can jump really high. And moon bears wear astronaut helmets, and it's honestly crazy, but knowing me, because to fulfill my happiness, I really need to extinct the bear population. So I gotta kill the bears. So I spent 10 years, actually maybe even longer, 20 years building a rocket ship. I go to NASA, go to college, get a job at NASA, build a rocket ship, and go to the moon, because they discontinued moon landings, so I had to do it myself. And when I land on the moon, then I find the bears. Now it takes me hundreds of years to find the bears. There's such a huge surface area, you can't just find it. But I finally find their colony of space bears. And this colony of space bears, I realize that this whole time they've forgotten about me, and they've moved on to a new life, and they all have happy families, and they're all living. There's Grandpa Bear, Papa Bear, Little Kid Bear, Sister Bear. Now, me, because I'm apathetic, I didn't want to kill all the bears, right? I didn't want to make them go extinct. So what I did was ask them politely to open their history textbooks, and of course they didn't have them because they're bears, so they didn't write it down like idiots. And then that gets me so mad, because I hate illiterate people. It gets me so mad that I decide to go back to my old ways. And I go back, and by this time they've lost the ability to defend against the nose tap. So I go back to the nose tap, no longer using the toe throw ability. And I go back to the nose tap, and they go into moon craters, which is kind of like a cave on Earth, but it's a moon crater, slightly different because it's on the moon. And the cycle repeats itself, planet after planet, boom, boom, boom. Eventually, the cycle repeats until the bears are on the outer rim in the asteroid belt. And this is where it finally fulfills the destiny, because once they get past the asteroid belt, there's nowhere to go. There's no place the bears can go. And so, when I kill them on the asteroid belt, they finally die, and I am happy for the rest of my life. And I take my NASA spaceship back to Earth, and I realize that everyone is gone, and I have no family, and I'm sad, and my bear killing spree wasn't actually what made me happy in life, and I commit suicide, and that's the end of the tale. It's really a tragedy. You know how there's tragedies and comedies? It was not a comedy, it was a tragedy. I just gave a life story, a life lesson. It's like Shakespeare, really.